Hey everybody, it's Dave from Brewing Around the Realm. Today we're brewing up a 21st Amendment extract kit we got from morebeer.com. We've actually got our pot already heating up. Let's get started. Our kit came with all the ingredients we need except for the yeast. I had to go to the local home brew shop and get the yeast, but it came with 5 pounds of ultralight malt extract, a pound of Munich malt, 8 ounces of North American Crystal 15, and 8 ounces of caramel 40. It also came with corn sugar we need for bottling. It came with a Warfluck tablet, which we'll use today. All the hops we needed, including Willamette, Liberty, and 3 ounces of Cascade. The yeast we're using today is White Labs WLP002 English Ale yeast. The water is almost up to 150, so we're going to get our grains here into the bag. Thinking ahead this time, I got a bowl so I can pour this stuff into the bag and not get stuff everywhere. So we got Crystal 15, Caramel 40, and our 1 pound of meat. Alright, our water is now at about 155, 156 was right where I wanted it, and we're ready to put our grains in. Gonna take our grain here and put it in the water and turn our burner off. Dip this a couple times and then put it on the side, close it up. During the last 10 to 15 minutes or so, I'm going to turn the heat back on and slowly let this rise up to 170. And when it hits 170, we'll be ready to take our grain out. Alright, our 30 minutes is up. And our water is just around 170. We're going to take this out. I'm going to take this and put it in a strainer. And let it drain. And I'll put any liquid that comes out of here back into the pot a little bit later. Now comes the weird part where I have conflicting instructions. I have to get this up to a boil, but I have 2 different sets of instructions. One says 60-minute boil, one says 90. I think what we're going to do is do a 90-minute boil and put the hops in for the 90 minutes, and then at the 60-minute mark we would put in the malt extract. Wort is just about at a boil, so I'm going to set our timer to 90 minutes. Start and throw in the rest of the drained wort from the grain. Throw in our 1 ounce of Cascade pellet hops. While I've been waiting for the first 30 minutes, I have placed our malt extract in some hot water to soften it up. That way it'll pour out of our package a little bit easier. Alright, 60 minutes left here. I'm going to dump this in and try to stir this as we're going along. I forgot the spoon. I've turned our heat off so that this doesn't burn or scorch on the bottom of the pot. Alright, 15 minutes left. We're going to throw in 1 ounce of Liberty. Make sure you get them all out. And 5 teaspoons of yeast nutrient and a Warfluck tablet. Alright, 1 minute left. I'm going to throw another ounce of Cascade in. Make sure that's all in there. Alright, that's it. Boiling's up. Turn our heat off. And put the lid on. And don't touch it. Now get your brew kettle off the stove. Make sure it's going to be heavy. And set it in the sink in the cold water. Hopefully without knocking everything over. And then just leave this sitting here. You'll have to change the water several times. And we'll come back to this in about an hour and we'll have wort that's cooled down into something we can put in the fermenter. Alright, our final step here is to top this off to 5 gallons, 5.5 actually. Well, I've had the first major screw up of my brewing career. We ended up at 0.030 instead of 0.047 where we were. So I've added 2 cups of corn sugar to our batch. Let's see if we have done any better here. 2 cups of corn sugar only got us up to 0.034. I think we're just going to have to call it. We'll throw the yeast, pitch the yeast here, see where we end up. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Alright, here we are 12 days later. Vermonster survived its first fermentation pretty well. In that 12 days, this fermented out in about 5 days, and I dry hopped it for 7 days. I put the dry hops in here about a week ago. That worked out pretty good. The only problem was I couldn't get the top off. So thankfully I took the stopper out and was able to get the hops in there, and then I added gelatin to this 3 days ago so that it would be a little bit clearer. That's something new I'm trying out here. We're going to see what happens. So let's get started. Alright, I'm going to fill up our hydrometer test jar here and see if we can get a reading. I'm going to say that's 10.05. Our final alcohol by volume calculation comes out to 3.8%, which is definitely lower, but in the target range for the low starting gravity we had. Alright, time to throw our priming sugar in here. We got our sanitized spoon. And I'm just going to take this and dump it in here. And you don't have to really wait for that to cool down. Just put it in there, mix this up a little bit. And we're going to let this sit here for a while I sanitize all the bottles. Alright, I've got all of our bottles sanitized. I'm going to start filling these up. Oh, make sure I turn this on first. Hey, just like that, I got 28 12-ounce bottles and 12 22-ounce bottles. And these are going in the closet, and we'll see everybody in about 2 weeks. So it's been 29 days since I bottled this, and I wasn't really happy with it. When I first got it out of the fermenter and bottled it, I tried one a couple of days later, and it was bad. it really didn't taste good. It didn't taste right. I'm not sure if it was because of the dry hopping or what happened to it, but it had a really strong taste of, the best way I can describe it is wet leaves. Like wet leaves in fall. I think that was mostly a dry hopping problem because I may have left it in there. I only left it in for 7 days, but I probably should have gone with 3 or maybe 5. But anyways, let's take a look. It's a little overcarbonated as well. I erred on the side of caution, and you can see there right at the last second, I didn't even put that much in there. It's maybe 2/3 of the way full, and it just like shot straight to the top. It has a decent aroma. It smells good. It looks good. I actually put gelatin in this, and that really, really cleared it up. It looks really, really good. But I just wasn't thrilled with it. I mean, the weird wet leaf flavor is gone now after this many days. I get a real heavy, spicy, bitter tone in this, but I think this is the last kit we're going to brew. I'm not happy with this. I did not enjoy this. Like I said, I thought I was going to almost dump all of it. And I ended up drinking it over the last month, and I only have a couple bottles left. I have a couple more 22-ounce ones left, and that's it. I'm going to be glad this one's gone. I'm looking forward to the next one. So, thanks for joining us. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.